Hello everyone and welcome back to K-popinions. I'm Melly.
And I'm Belle, and today we're talking about Monster X, Got the Beat, Tomorrow by Together, Yena, NCT 127, and many more.
Thanks for joining us, and on to the episode now.
How did you enjoy the music releases of January?
Honestly, better than usual, because usually January is kind of it's not the best month for me in music or in K-pop, and this time it was pretty alright. Honestly, I was pretty satisfied overall. What about you? I don't think it's the same, right?
I actually did a complete 180.
Oh.
Because I know for the most part of January, I was complaining to you how much I hate everything. But now I think it was a great month.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I was just grumpy at the beginning of the month. Just one of those times when you just don't like anything that you listen to.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess towards the end of the month, my mood changed and everything I listened to, I was like, oh, actually, this is great. Also, though, like, so much drama happened in the K-pop community in January that it felt like a whole year already.
I know, it's crazy.
I know. Apart from all, like, the controversies, did you hear about Xeed?
No.
Because we just talked about them, right, in our...
Yeah.
What was it, December or November?
I don't remember. It was December.
Yeah. We talked about how great it is that they... debuted members that are all over the age of 25, and one of the members left already.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was...
Why?
I don't know. I don't think they said why. But yeah. And they were already only a 4-member group to begin with, so now there's 3 members. So,
that's
disappointing.
Sad. Yeah.
I also think it's weird. I mean, if something happened, then I guess it makes sense. But I think it's weird when people leave so early after debut. Like,
I know.
Is this not what you wanted? Like, did you really not know what it was going to be like?
And I feel like it happens maybe not a lot, but more than you would expect for something that people sign into. But at the same time, I mean, I feel like even before debut, just the training is already so much that you probably have a kind of a good idea of how intense it's going to be. So I always find it weird. I mean, it's better that you can realize it now and leave and be happier doing something else if that's what you want. So I'm not going to be criticizing anyone for choosing a different path in life. But it always seems weird when it's really early on. Like, what happened?
Who knows?
I guess the Luna Blackberry creative debacle. At this point, Blackberry Creative have basically just fucked their own image because apparently, like, 4 members have officially left the group. They won their injunction and they're gone. But now they're trying to. I mean, Blackberry Creative is trying to ruin their image and. You know, just, it seems so petty.
They're trying to pull an SM with JYJ.
Yeah.
The reason why SM could do it is because they were SM.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't try to do that when you're a really kind of a small company that's been in debt for years at this point, and everyone knows that. And also, don't do this when you have one of the most popular girl groups with one of the most popular idols in it. That's, Honestly, I truly do not understand what they're trying to do. It feels like they should have known that this would never work. So they're just digging their own grave at this point. So I just hope the rest of the members can leave and they can all be free of them, because what a nightmare. Lucas?
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like one of my wishes might already come true. Because it looks like Lucas is going to come back. Because the CEO of SM posted a picture with Lucas. And also Lucas posted a dance practice video on his Instagram. And I think it's funny during January, people on TikTok were getting so bold with their Lucas hate.
I know.
They pulled out every video ever where he did one wrong dance step, and they were like, oh, he's always been the worst. And which already is funny, because while he was in their good books, they never complained about his dancing, right?
Yeah, of
and
course.
Suddenly everything he ever did was wrong. And it's so funny if he actually comes back. I can't wait to see people's faces.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen people being upset that he's back, but I don't get it. I mean, to be completely honest, I'm always kind of scared of being on the wrong side of history, I guess, and being like, because I'm really excited for him to be back. He is one of my favorites in NCT, and has been like cleared of everything. So as far as I'm concerned, with more like without any more information, I'm just really happy. But I'm so scared, if I'm honest, that at some point it's gonna come out that actually he did all of those things and worse, and I was just supporting him the whole time. Like, obviously, you can never know, so I'm always like, but I hope that's not the case. But I mean,
think SM wasn't communicating very well. Yeah, because they never really made a statement saying none of it was true. But also, they never said it is true. And obviously, if it comes back, then it's not true, I guess. But they should have communicated it much better and clearer, so these people don't have so much ground to...
That's true.
Yeah. But I have to say, him coming back made me realize that SM is really good with handling scandals in a way that... I mean, I have hated SM for a long time as a JYJ fan, obviously. But I have to say, if you're an idol under SM and you have a scandal, you're in good hands. Because so many other companies throw you out nonetheless, even if it's not true. Like Raven from OneUs, he's been cleared now, but he's already been kicked out. Wonho from Monster X, he was cleared, but was already kicked out. And if you think about like Irene from Red Velvet... Or,
I know,
right? Or even like, from TVXQ, he had this during COVID quarantine, he had a scandal. And now Lucas, they don't let you down. They stand behind their idols, and if it's not true, they just let you go on hiatus and come back.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be fair, Irene's apparently was true. Like, she actually did that, but then she said that she just snapped and she apologized and she did everything
which
that
is
she
even
had to.
Better. I think that even if it's a minor scandal, you could say that it was true, they still stand behind you, right? They believe in you as a human too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm extremely like careful about any K-pop company, but I guess the best way to take this is what you said, that SM actually cares about their artists as people who make mistakes and can come back from them, rather than just things that they can use, and then when they do something wrong, they're just gone.
Exactly.
So, I've never really thought about that before, but cool.
Good
introduction mark. I guess.
And then the whole Jackson thing.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I think it's so dangerous when people take an interpretation and use it as fact.
Yes, and that happens all the time.
Yeah, because was his speech slightly unhinged and weird? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, independently of what he said, I was just like, ooh, I probably wouldn't do that if I was him.
But he never actually said anything about the Uyghurs? Is that how you say it? Like, he never actually explicitly said, oh no, that is not true, that is just propaganda. He was just talking like generally about there's a lot of propaganda, and you can't deny that is true, right? I mean, exactly. Obviously the West has a big bias against China. So I just find it weird that now everyone was like, oh, he denied a genocide. Like, no, he didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, it's obviously it's possible that's what he meant.
Yeah,
but it's not even the most likely interpretation. It's just one interpretation. And I mean, we've seen that so many times in K-pop, but also with any celebrities, that people will just basically say anything to get them hate. So
yeah,
it's kind of frustrating that people are not really learning and keep falling for these all the time. I mean, obviously, if you already hate someone or you're upset that they're so famous, then you see an easy way to have them basically get cancelled, then you're gonna jump on that opportunity. But it's so frustrating. So it's just really not the most likely thing that he meant at all. And he was not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, and the sad thing is he can't even now come online and say that's not what I meant, because then he'd actually have to take position, and that could be dangerous for him.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's so, once again, so presumptuous for people, especially for white people or non-Chinese people, to assume that's what he meant, because he's obviously a better person to talk about this issue of the like Western culture having biases towards China. He's a good person to talk about that as a Chinese person. So especially for white fans to be like, oh my god, like he meant this, he meant that, that's not okay. Like, no, who are you to judge what he's saying about his own country? Weird situation, weird month, good music and weird drama.
Yeah, nice. The first song we'll talk about is I doesn't equal doll by Ho Yun-jin.
She did say when she debuted with the Seraphim, maybe before, that she was going to change the industry. And she's definitely sticking to her word. I mean, I'm not saying that she just now changed the industry fundamentally, but she's definitely doing her part. So it's nice to see that. Maybe we should give context for people who don't know the song. So, I Does Not Equal Doll is a song that she wrote, composed, and produced, I believe, where she talks about how fans basically talk about idols.
Well, she's talking about how difficult it is to be an idol, and that idols are criticized and scrutinized for everything they do.
Yeah, and that she's not a doll.
Yes.
Well, first of all, musically, while this is nice, especially for someone who's maybe not just starting composing. I think she's been composing for a while, but I mean, she's not an established composer or anything. This is pretty nice. I don't think it's gonna be my song of the year.
No.
But there are nice sounds and textures, and it's pleasant.
Also her vocals are really good.
Yeah, I mean, but we knew that.
I didn't.
That's not a surprise.
I'm not very into La Seraphim, so I haven't really cared about finding out who's which vocal and stuff like that. I just listened to the song and I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, she's the opera singer.
Oh,
that's
it's her. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I knew there's an opera singer. I just didn't know who that is.
It's her.
I know there's an opera singer and a ballerina. See, that's about all I know about La Seraphim.
I see. But yeah, like the lyrics, I think it's really nice to see this. It's really nice to see an idol actually talking about, like, pretty much talking directly to the fans, and especially the crazy fans. I'm glad that she did this, and I'm really glad that the company let her release that too. But at the same time, I'm like, would they allow her to release a song about how companies treat their idols?
Probably not.
Like, obviously they have something, they can choose what she can release. She's not entirely free, but still, it's definitely better than nothing.
Yeah, and I think that the lyrics are really clever. I mean, obviously the title already with idol and doll, and there's a lot of clever parts. Yeah, like my favorite line is, go idolize your idol life, then criticize me. It's so cool.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, good for her. I hope she keeps trying to change the industry. I think it's a good thing. It's actually a very good thing that she was able to release that she did it, that she has the nerve, I guess, to speak her mind and to to call them out? Is this gonna change the industry in one go, like just one song? Obviously not, but that's opening a door. So next song is Gonna Be Alright by VIXX. And my God, do I hope they're gonna be alright. So for me, something kind of weird happened with this song, because I checked it out and I was really excited for more VIXX content. And then I was like, well, it's nice. I really like it. It's really nice. But I'm sure I'm just biased because it's not the most exciting song. So, I'm just biased. It's fine. And then I played something else, went on with my life. And I was listening to the playlist on Shuffle. And this came on, and I only had heard it once, so I didn't really remember it. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? This is so good. I wonder who this is. And I checked it out, and it was VIXX, so I guess I'm like the opposite of biased.
Yeah, it is a really good song. As you know, I was a very casual listener of VIXX. Ever since debut, but just very casual. And then because of you, I got more into them last year and have basically fallen deeply for Leo and then Ravi. So this was my first comeback, if you can call it that, since then, which was very exciting. And yeah, I love the song. It's very calming and chill. It really portrays the emotion of the title. It's like, I will be all right.
I know. I mean, honestly, it just came out at exactly the right time, because the future of VIXX was already uncertain before the Ravi thing. Three members have left the company. Wait, 4 members have left the company now. And they haven't had an actual comeback with everyone. Well, Hongbin is gone, so, but with the 5 members left, they haven't had a comeback altogether in so long. There's very, very little VIXX going on. So I can say that I'm very hopeful. And then the Ravi thing happened, and having this song is like, okay, it's fine. Like, I mean, it's not fine in the sense that they're probably never going to be together again for real. But it's fine. Like, VIXX is still going on in a bit of a different way, I suppose. And they still seem really to actually be close and be, like, see each other and do things together. So that's nice,
We haven't mentioned that, just to clarify, only 3 members are in this comeback. And they did do a special stage on M Countdown, right, with some of their old songs.
Yes. Oh, it was so good. So it's really nice to see them active, even if it's only half of the group. It's still, I mean, that's also what happens with older groups anyway. Yeah. Like, they kind of break apart and some members stay around.
Yeah, or some just aren't active at the moment but will come back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's definitely not out of the question that N will be back for a song at some point down the line. So you never know. But yeah, it's just, this song is absolutely perfect for this time and very comforting. I love it. I really love it.
Okay, let's talk about Stamp on It by Got the Beat. For the more casual listeners or those who are not that deep into K-pop, we should explain who Got the Beat are. So they're basically like the female version of Super M. So a group made up of pretty much the most popular / in some ways most talented members of SM girl groups. So the members are Boa, Girls' Generation's Taeyeon and Hyoyeon, Red Velvet's Seulgi and Wendy, and aespa's Karina and Winter.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, this is amazing. Honestly, when they announced that they were gonna do Super M, the girl version, last year, I was ecstatic. I was so excited because I love Super M. I'm really, really happy with this whole project, I guess. And I'm a girl group stan. So obviously this was, I mean, I'm a girl group stan and I'm an SM stan. So
yes, same.
It was like literally ideal. And then honestly, I'm fuming. I'm so angry. I'm so disappointed. It's not even just like, oh, I'm not a huge fan of Stamp on It, the song. I'm not a huge fan of Stamp on It, the song. Truth be told.
It's a very, very SM-like song, but it's like the worst kind of SM song.
Exactly. It's SM done wrong. Yeah. Like the whole thing is just, I just do not like it at all. But most importantly, I am so angry. I mean, how can they do Super M, basically? Like, how can they make Super M and have so much time and care and efforts being put into that group and their songs and their promotion and their promotions? And then they do the girl version. It's at best an afterthought.
I know. It already starts with song choices. These are like their most popular girls, right? They should give their best songs to them. And then promotion-wise, there was barely anything. I mean, with Super M, they went to like the US and tried to make them big.
They were on Ellen.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's really... I mean... It's misogyny. Yeah. That's what it is. I'm sorry. I'm just so tired of this already, and it's their first comeback. So, and also I don't understand why they have to go for that weird, flimsy, badass girl thing. That's so... It's such a facade, and especially when you look at the lyrics from that first song, that was so like pick me and I'm not like other girls and like putting down other women. Like don't have a girl empowerment song that's literally like hating on girls. Nothing at all makes sense about this whole group. I'm so disappointed.
Especially since it's girls from different groups coming together, it should be even more about like we all stand together and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly.
Like it should be the opposite.
So Stamp on It, no, like just boring. And then I am very angry about that, but I actually really like Alter Ego. For some reason, is it Song of the Year? No. But I really like it. The chorus is really, really nice. And sadly for me, I'm really into it. I'm very angry that I'm into it. But
I do agree that it's better than Stamp on It, but I also would not ever listen to it. So
yeah, I hope it goes away from me. I don't think my next statement is going to work for you, but at least for half of us. Let's move on to better things with SF9's Puzzle.
Why should it not work for me? How could it be worse than Stamp on It?
No, I know, but I have a feeling you're not really into this song. So
I am into it.
Are you?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is a really good
interestingly, the beginning, like the first few seconds, sound like a second gen song. Like it sounds like Beast or M Black are about to pop up. Right?
Yeah.
And then the song itself is so cool. It's very core SF9. Like it's that style that they have found in recent years that is very like sexy, sleek fashion music.
Yes!
Yeah, and therefore it's very in tune with their last few releases. And it also, this might be controversial, but it gives me like a more stripped down, less dramatic cousin of Cyberpunk by 80s.
Oh, you know what? I see what you mean. Like that very synth heavy.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. I don't think I would have thought that by myself, but I see. Because it's also kind of like the synth is kind of pulsating in the background or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a style I love. I have a playlist for songs like this, and you're right, I will add this one. But I thought that you didn't like that fashion vibe that they had.
I do when it's done well. I don't like Teardrop by them. That's what it was called, right?
Oh my god, it's my favorite song by them.
I know.
So good.
I think that one is a bit too much. Too much fashion for me.
It's literally never enough. It's my favorite by far. But this is such a vibe. I absolutely love it too. It's one of the 2 songs that made it. Well, that's maybe a spoiler for it, but that's on my favorites playlist currently. So, well, because this is my favorite genre of SF9 songs, and they can probably do no wrong as long as they stay in that style. I absolutely love it.
Also, it does make sense that they make fashion music because they do all look like models.
True. It is a very good-looking group of men.
And very tall.
Yeah. Yeah, they embody the fashion vibe.
Let's move on to, for me, even better things. Which is Monster X's mini album Reason.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so the title song, Beautiful Liar, is also on my favorites playlist for the year.
Mine too. Yeah. It is fantastic.
It's amazing.
Also kind of goes in the same direction. Like, I think you could also put it on a playlist with Cyberpunk and Puzzle.
Oh.
If that is the trend we're going for this year, I am here for it.
Yeah, I mean, in general, if these are the songs that are like announcing, like the January songs are announcing the general direction for music in K-pop for the year, then I'm happy. Yeah.
It also reminds me of Muse.
Oh my god. Girl. Yeah, it sounds like a one particular song.
Yes.
But I can't tell.
I can't tell you which one, but yes.
No, yeah, I see what you mean. But I mean, overall, the song, I definitely never thought about Muse while listening. But
really, yes. It was my first thought.
Sometimes that happens.
And then I played it to my sister, and she was like, "Oh yeah, Muse."
Yeah, I mean, when you pointed out, I'm like, "Oh yeah."
This might be my favorite Korean track of Monster X ever.
Yeah, mine too.
I think I've said it before that I absolutely love their English tracks. Mm-hmm. And sometimes their Korean ones aren't really my thing, but this is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm overdue for an exploration of their whole discography. I mean, I know most of their title songs for sure, but I don't think I've listened to everything. But still, even without actually checking, I would also say that that's probably definitely one of my favorite songs by them. I think at this point for me, I can just say that Monster X just don't really miss or not often. They have an outstandingly good discography. They have really good music.
And they're also, like, I think it's always a combination. I mean, this is not a hot take, it's obvious. But I mean, it's always a combination of having a good discography and also being unique and like having a unique and interesting dynamic between members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, if you look at any popular K-pop group, you can see that both of it has to be there.
Yeah.
And they also fit both of these. So
yeah, definitely.
Because there's a lot of like groups that are nugu, is because even if they have good songs, it's usually because as a group they're not that interesting.
Yeah, I mean I guess that's what I mean when I say there are all of these boy groups. There are a lot that I know by name, but I couldn't tell you who they actually are, what songs they release, because they're just, oh yeah, I think they have good songs, but I can't really tell them apart. There's nothing that's drawing me to them in particular, basically.
Yes.
But wait, so more about the actual songs. We didn't really say anything. For me, this is exactly the kind of things that I really like. This is really cool and fashion, as you said, but also really high energy and really snappy. The beat is so good and it makes the whole song feel really syncopated. in such a cool way, and the raps are insanely good.
I was gonna say the raps are amazing. I mean, that's not surprising.
No.
Monsta X have like one of the best, if not the best, rap lines in the industry. So
I mean, especially Juhani's rap in this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's to die for.
Everything. It's just a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I did also add Daydream from the mini album because I really like how the song really transports the feeling of a daydream. So I think that was done really well. Like if someone told me to set a daydream to music, it would probably sound like this. It starts very light and airy, but then there's also like slightly sexy and dangerous undertones. So I think for that reason it's a really cool song, because it really is, even if you don't understand or look up the lyrics, you can feel that it's about a daydream.
Yeah, I mean, although a daydream could be nice and cute and lovely, and this is kind of
that's
a
why
nightmare.
I think not really. I think that's why it's cool, because it kind of has both aspects. It has like light parts, but then also like more dark parts.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's light for sure, but it's kind of eerie and creepy the whole way through.
Not really.
Well, I think it's
not the
eerie
whole way
and
through.
creepy. I don't know, but like, I mean, I absolutely love this general style of really to be eerie and creepy songs, especially with the like creepy music box.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it sounds like a music box, but that to me is not necessarily creepy, right? Because music boxes also have that dreamy.
Yeah, but here I really hear that creepy vibe the whole way through the song. So for me, it's more of a day nightmare, but I don't mind. It's also really, really, really good. Really nice to hear this. So next on, let's move on to Twinkle Twinkle by ILY1. This is instant love for me. I know. So in love with the song, and once again, if this is the direction that cute girl group music is going this year, I am very excited, because this is exactly. There wasn't a lot of cute girl group music for a while. We talked about that, and now it's slowly coming back, and this is one more comeback like this, and I'm thrilled. I absolutely love this really anthemic, intense, but still really cute and sweet kind of song. So I'm over the moon with it.
I really like it too. I know I said in an episode last year that I don't really like the typical old school girl group style for the most part, because most of those songs are boring to me. But this is an example of how it works, because most of those songs to me don't have a memorable melody, but this one does. It's amazing. It's
what? I mean, this is bonkers to me, because that's one of the one of the hallmarks of these really great classic girl group songs, is that they are all about the melody, and they have amazing melodies. So
if it's like you say a great classic, then yeah, there are some of them out there, obviously, but a lot of them to me just all sound the same. Like I could not tell them apart. But this one doesn't. It sounds like it could be from an old drama. It has a really catchy melody, a good beat that isn't overpowering though, so it's still like the cute light style, and I like that. Yeah, this is the kind of old school girl group music I like.
Well, I'm really glad that you like it. And I stand by what I said with Pop Pop from CSR last year, and this is the same here, that they are really managing to keep that classic vibe that I personally love, but also making it more modern and up to date, especially here with that really low distorted synth in the background in the verse. It feels like it shouldn't be there, but it works really well, and it adds that kind of new, more modern touch that I think really keeps it fresh. And so I'm even more hopeful for this kind of music in 2023, because not only are they going back to this style, they're also updating it more and more as we go. So yeah, this is perfect.
Next we have Vibe by Taehyung featuring Jimin of BTS. to be honest, I was very disappointed by this song.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's my fault for even having expectations, but just the thought of these two big names releasing a song together, I expected a banger, kinda.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I'm also not the biggest fan of Jimin's voice.
Me neither.
It works in some songs for me, but not in all. So yeah. And
are you maybe also referring to the fact that he's singing in cursive at 2:15? Because
yeah,
my question is why? But I think he's kind of pushing more in that direction in general, and I don't like that.
Same.
But I know a lot of people really enjoy it, so good for them.
I mean, it's cool that they collaborated, especially since Jimin has been a big fan of Taeyang for a long time. And I loved seeing Taeyang in action again. It's been a while. I love his voice. Yeah. But yeah, the song is... But it gets stuck in your head so bad.
Not really for me.
Oh my god, it's always stuck. I'm like, no, why?
Yeah, I haven't had that problem.
I guess what you could say here again is that the song kind of matches the title, but that's about it. Like, it's a vibe, but it's not a banger.
Next, we have Sugar Rush Ride by Tomorrow by Together.
Yeah. Tomorrow by Together, I love them, but this was the disappointment of the month for me.
Yeah.
I have gotten a bit more friendly with the title song by now, but which we'll talk about in a moment. But I usually like almost every single B-side of theirs, because their discography is amazing. On this mini album, I hate every B-side, and it just seems like such a big change of style, which is okay. I mean, I know K-pop is known for like changing concepts drastically for a new comeback, but it's just the worst they've done so far, in my opinion. I love their bright early day songs. I love their darker rock-inspired era that they had for the last 2 years. But I'm not here for this elevator music album.
Yeah, I'm a little more friendly towards the album, but not in a way that I was blown away. I didn't hate it, but I also can't really tell you anything about any other of the songs. But for Sugar Rush Ride, the thing is, I was kind of late in checking it out. So I heard the chorus on TikTok. And so I was like, okay, kind of sexy, sultry vibe, okay. And then when I checked out the actual song, I thought it was actually a B-side, and I was mistaken. It wasn't the right song because it's so different. The verses are so fun and poppy, and then the chorus is really different.
The pre-chorus sounds exactly, and I mean exactly, like in Hypen's Drunk Days.
Yes, that's like, annoying.
Why would you do that?
I know, it's the same company. Don't do that.
Yeah, and also, I mean, since we're already talking about it, it is the most hype song I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's very hype.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in a positive way.
No, exactly, because I think it's even worse that it's literally copying Drunk Dazed, because Drunk Dazed is one of the best songs that Hype has ever released. And this is so mediocre that why would you invite that comparison when it's so bad for this song? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the song is a weird combination of like parts that could be great, but like together they just don't work.
Yeah.
Because at first there's that enhypen part, and then after that you get this like very hype style falsetto part, and then we get to the anti-drop in the chorus, which it's not my thing, but I get what they're trying to do. Is like sexy, right? A lot of breathing and stuff. But then after that, in comes the sugar rush. Like, what?
I know. I hate
what
that.
Is that?
I hate that part so much. And especially in this song, because I just don't like it in itself, but also it just completely ruins the mood.
I wrote down exactly that. I wrote down it ruins the mood.
Yeah, it's... I mean, why would you First of all, why would you throw that sexy, sultry part in the middle of a song that up to that point was just really nice and fresh and cute? Not the best, but I mean, I like the pre-chorus. It's really nice. So
because it sounds like in hyping.
Yeah. But then you change the mood once to go to that sultry thing that to me doesn't quite work, but in theory not bad. And then you ruin that mood with the sugar rush, like, and it sounds not great and kind of dumb.
Yes.
I don't really understand.
And I feel like it's one of those songs where you can tell that it was made for the TikTok era.
Yeah.
Because it's very obvious that the chorus, the sexy anti-drop, is just like made for reels and TikToks.
Yeah, because it's all over.
Dance challenges, yeah. Which is also probably why it doesn't fit the rest of the song, because they were like, oh, we need a cool part for a TikTok challenge, and then, let's just throw in some other parts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's weird because most people I see online hated Good Boy Gone Bad and love this. And for me, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Good Boy Gone Bad, but it was mainly due to the concept and the lyrics, but the actual music I really liked.
Because it was still in that rock-ish
kind
concept
of darker
that they had going on. Yeah, and that fit them so well.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why they had to ruin that.
Yeah, it's definitely a shame. But I mean, since they were at the forefront of that kind of pop rock, pop punk wave, I guess it makes sense for them to move on from it earlier so they can be at the forefront of the next wave. But it's still a shame because they really did it really well. And so it's sad to see them move on to something else that's definitely not as good in comparison.
Yes.
Visually, though, really nice.
Yes.
It looks amazing, but
it's beautiful. Great. Next we have the mini album Shelter of Dreams by Lee Seung-yoon.
First of all, like, this is just both of these songs were on the pre-release single. And I love them. But the whole album is really nice too. I really recommend checking it out if you like rock and indie in Korean music. And this is definitely in the running for my best album of the year so far.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do not want to know what I wrote down.
No, I know. I have a little bit of hope for Pricey Hangover that you might like better. But for me, this is the perfect kind of rock song. And it's really heavy too. Like the guitars are not joking around, and I always appreciate that. It's just really fun and exciting. It goes hard. This is perfect. And it's kind of fun too. It's not just like your serious dark rock song. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's also fun. And honestly, the more I listen to it, the more I'm into it.
I like the beginning of the song. I had hope when I started listening to it, but I just find the chorus really annoying.
So the second song, Wild Horse, featuring Ilwoo of Chambinai, is, I don't think you will like it as much, but it's really just a cool mix of kind of a more beautiful, serious vibe in the verses, and then a really intense, fun rock chorus with kind of a more orchestral vibe and more strings, which is always cool. It sounds it's not unheard of, but it's a little more unique. And I especially really, really like the completely nuts ending with, I think, more traditional instruments too in the mix, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just crazy intense, and I always like that. So I really enjoyed this song, and the whole album was nice. I'm excited to hear more from him.
Okay, I mean, good for you. I can totally see how this is 100% your style. And I guess you can see how it's not mine at all. So yeah, this Wild Horse is kind of a skip song for me. Oh, wait, just a second. I need to let my cat out. Currently, because you know how my bedroom door is glass?
Mm-hmm.
Currently, one is inside and one is on the outside, and they're just staring at each other. Okay.
Next up, we have Yena's new album, Love War, and the title song, Love War, featuring B.O.
At first, I was really disappointed because I have spoken extensively about how much I love Yena's style that she had last year. And this is very different, obviously. And like I said before, that isn't even the worst part because I know K-pop does a lot of like drastic concept changes from time to time. And I understand that. She wants to show off how versatile she is. But the title song Love War is just so boring to me.
Yeah. It's kind of a nothing song.
Yeah, it's like elevator music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It gives me nothing, yeah. I could almost accept this song as a B-side, but why as a title track?
At the beginning, I knew that you were disappointed. And I was like, well, it's all right. It's not bad. But actually, pretty quickly, I just grew really bored of it.
Right. Yeah. But then I listened to the B-side, and Wash Away, the B-side, is my absolute highlight of the month.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's surprising.
It's so good. Really? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, first of all, what am I gonna say? It's a waltz.
I was like, I got nothing.
That's already a plus in my book, and it's a waltz. It's so beautiful. Her voice is so beautiful. The chorus is fantastic. It even has a key change in the end. I am addicted to it. Basically, she is a queen, and I'd follow her into the death of Mount Doom.
I can see it's a beautiful song. It's just not really my style. It's just, and I see that it's just a K-pop thing to change your concept and everything, but in this case, it's just disappointing because she had such a fun, cool, exciting concept, and this is the opposite. So it doesn't even really make sense.
And this is generic. Okay, next up we have Fireworks by Amers.
Yeah, this is a really nice surprise. Yeah. I'm really into this one.
Me too. They debuted last November, but we did not even mention them because their debut was so
underwhelming,
boring. Yeah, we had nothing to say about it.
I don't even remember.
Same. I looked it up just before. It was called Nemo.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it... Yeah. But this is really nice.
Yeah. This really came out of nowhere, and it's great.
Yeah. It's not your typical, like, 2022 boy group noise music.
No, it's kind of 2010s electro inspired, but also like I guess up to date, like updated. It's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel old.
No,
like
exactly.
It feels inspired
yes,
by it. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I meant. And it's got beautiful melodies in the chorus, and I really, really like how the tension builds throughout the first verse, and then when you get to the chorus, it's that huge, really, really satisfying release.
Yeah, and also they do the thing that always makes it better, where they have, like, right before the last chorus, it's only a cappella before the beat drops again. Oh, yeah, so good.
Yeah, it's really, really surprising how good it is coming from a group that first is pretty new, but also had a really unremarkable debut. So, I mean, definitely good for them, but really surprising. I really wasn't expecting that at all.
Maybe things are looking up for boy groups.
Yeah, I hope so. Then we have The Beauty of Acceptance by Nell. And I don't know about you, but I personally have a complicated relationship with Nell.
Same.
Because I really want to like them. I think I first discovered them probably along with many people who were into K-pop back then in 2012 with The Day Before, and that music video that was so sad. I remember crying to it so many times. And the song was beautiful. And they're a rock band, so I was like, obviously I'm gonna like them. But actually, I don't really like their whole discography. They have a couple songs I like, but that's pretty much it.
Same. There's a bunch, maybe a bunch is even too much to say, a couple, yeah. that I like, but a lot of it isn't my thing. And sadly, this one also isn't.
Oh, and for me, this one is really cool. I really like it.
I mean, I can't really say that I dislike it, because it's not a bad song. I can't say that objectively, but it's a little too boring for me. It's a bit too much of a background music.
Yeah,
for me.
I completely get that. Well, at first I was gonna say the one flaw of the song is that it's the same the whole time. It never changes. It starts one way and it pretty much ends the same way. There's even at the end a part where it gets more intense, but it's really not that much more intense. It's not that big of a change, and I wish it really had that huge, super intense, super hardcore ending that I think it kind of wants to do, but it's just a little too, not weak, that's not the right word, but it's not really going for it. But actually, I kind of like, because it feels really trippy and almost hypnotizing. It feels like almost music that you could just like completely let go to on the dance floor, and like, more of a trip, like, or a haze or whatever, you know. And I really like that. It's very weird for them. It's not really their style.
Yeah.
So that also came out of nowhere, but I'm glad. I'm really happy with it.
Okay, next we have Mistake by AYU featuring Lunayul. I love this so much. It's exactly my thing.
I literally have nothing to say. It's just
really?
I don't like it.
What?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just
it's
underwhelmed.
It's genius. It starts out not slow, but like tame and calm. But then that electronic melody like really quietly starts, and it keeps getting louder while the beat gets more and more intense and while the song builds up, until it comes together in this absolute club banger. And I love that build up so much. It has like that part where it turns into a banger, kind of has like 90s disco vibes, which I love, and it's just fantastic. I also think you could probably do great interval training with this song.
Oh,
because right, it's calm again, and then the beat hits again. It would be great for that. And I kept listening to it on repeat for a whole day. So
I see what you mean. I agree, and I usually like it. There's just something in the melody that doesn't really speak to me. That's just it. Next up is GOT7's Jin Young's first album, Chapter 0, with the title song Cotton Candy, which is another really good surprise for me. I pretty much expected nothing from him because he's never had an album before, and I don't really know him as an artist, but I was really pleasantly surprised. It's not a huge banger or anything. It's really light and breezy with a bit of a funky vibe, and it's just really pleasant and calming and really nice.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly pleasantly surprised by the title song. When I first listened to it, I was like, it's nice but kind of boring. But I really like the B-sides. Not just one, like I like several of them, and one of them we'll talk about. But yeah, the title song, I see what you mean. Like, it has a nice vibe. It's not bad, but it's a bit mid for me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's definitely not a banger, but this is, if I'm in the mood for something a little more low-key and just something sweet and calm, then I'll definitely go to this one because it's really nice. I'm not a fan of the rest of the album. I think we can move on to Sleep Well, which is the one that you added. So I know you like it, and to me, like, again, I have nothing to say. It's just a very accurate title because it puts me right to sleep, but not in a good way.
It's my favorite of the album. Similar to Childhood Dreams by Chunsu, Sleep Well recently healed me after work. I don't know if it's because I am now 30, but like I tend to be more overwhelmed and like have a sensory overload at the end of a workday. And the other day, again, I was so drained after work that I couldn't even like deal with watching TV or reading or listening to a podcast. I was just done. So what I did was I did an extensive skincare routine while repeatedly listening to Sleep Well. And then afterwards I meditated and went to bed, and it was the best. It has such a calming effect on me. It's so beautiful. And yes, it does put you to sleep in a way because, again, a really fitting title. But to me, it's in a very positive way. I love the melody. It's so beautiful. And I know I say this a lot, but once again, it's one of those songs that just makes you feel like everything is okay. And yeah, I think it's a perfect song. Next up, we have Ayo. Sorry, that sounds
I think you need to channel your inner Mark when you say Ayo.
Next up, we have Ayo, the repackaged album of NCT 127. And I have to say, I think one of my wishes for 2023 has already been fulfilled.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Ayo really is an NCT 127 song that is not crazy experimental, but still sounds very core 127.
Yeah, and still sounds different and a little, maybe not experimental, but it's kind of in that same vein, but also definitely more accessible than Sticker and Two Baddies. So
yes,
it's exactly what we said in the episode.
Yeah. It's experimental in a way and very their style, but not too jarring.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what we wanted.
Yeah, and also extremely good.
Yeah, I'm so happy with this.
Me too.
It's kind of in the tradition of like Limitless and Favorite Vampire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very NCT, very sexy, groovy, great raps, of course. Yeah. I mean, Mark, hello.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I really like, because it's definitely an NCT hip-hop inspired song. Like yes, absolutely, that's obvious, and it's really good at that. But also, first of all, the piano, it's barely there, but it's so good, and it really reminds me of the piano part in Shiny's Don't Call Me, and that's definitely a good thing, because I love this part in that song. And here, it's really just a sprinkle, and it's absolutely perfect. It's exactly what the song needed there, just something to spice things up a little. And then the synth in the chorus, it's so good. Like when you're listening to the song pretty loud with headphones, it feels like being showered with sounds. And it's so good. Oh, it's amazing. I really, really love this song. I wasn't expecting to love it so much. I mean, I was hoping.
Right, but like when I heard the title, Ayo, I was like, oh.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh
I hope this is not another Two Baddies.
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be stupid. But no, it's so good.
And because I guess we'll move on to the B-sides, I do like all three new songs on this repackaged album.
Yeah, same. Honestly, the album, well, Two Baddies is a little... I'm not the biggest fan, but I see the appeal. But the rest of the album was amazing. It's probably my favorite NCT 127 album. And the everything that was added with the repackaged is solid too. So that's a really good album. The first one is DJ, and it's really weird that I like it as much as I do, because it's kind of jazzy, and I don't like jazz.
I know, same. I that's what I wrote down too. But I mean, I really like DJ too, but if I had to rank the three new songs, it would be on the bottom, because the jazz piano is out there for me.
Yeah.
I'm not... it's a bit of a minus point for me.
Yeah, I don't know why it isn't for me, but yeah, I just really like it. I'm very surprised again. But I like how the song because I mean, a kind of jazz song isn't always the most exciting, but I think it works for me because it keeps changing and doing something different and going in another direction when you're not necessarily expecting it, and that just keeps it fresh and keeps it moving, and I just really enjoy it. And it's really snappy and also really smooth and warm at the same time. I don't know, it's just a potpourri of many different things that shouldn't work together, but it's really nice. Like the result is really nice, so I'm happy with it.
Skyscraper is so good. It already starts strong with a sick Mark rap, which is a perfect way to start a song, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a rap line song, but then what I find interesting is the chorus is very similar to Two Baddies. It has that dissonant harmonizing thing. I think that's cool because it kind of rounds off the album as a cohesive work of art. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of that sound, but it makes sense in the album. And I do like the rap parts, the rap verses so much that I don't mind.
Yeah, I really don't mind that. I like the chanting, and I think they do that quite often, because it's not like Two Baddies was the first one at all.
No, but the dissonant chanting is what started in Two Baddies. It's never been as dissonant before, and this one is also dissonant, so it makes sense. I mean, chanting has always been an NCT's thing.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I guess makes sense because there's so many of them, and if they want to do a chorus together, they kind of have to just chant.
True.
But yeah, I feel like in this album, it's slightly different because it's more dissonant. We talked about the lack of good boy group debuts in our end of year episode. And interestingly, in January, we had 2 boy group debuts. So we thought it would be interesting to look at them a little more closely and discuss whether these 2 groups have the ability to fill the void of good boy group rookies. So the 2 groups that debuted are BXB and A-Turn.
Yeah. And the answer to that question is halfway.
Maybe. So BXB debuted with the song Fly Away. First of all, I just looked up before what BXB stands for.
Oh no. Oh, I'm scared.
It's really stupid.
Of course it is. It always is.
It stands for Boy by Brush.
Brush?
Brush.
Okay, follow-up question. Why?
I also read that because they're like painting the picture of youth or something like that.
Oh god, it's worse. Okay, I think we can agree that this song is really good.
Yeah, I'm amazed.
Yeah, I was gonna say outstandingly good, especially for a debut, but then I didn't dare. But if you agree, then yeah.
It's so good, and it sounds so much like early third gen. In some parts, and also the way the song is structured. They have vocals that remind me of BAP, both the first rapper in the song and also the guy who sings the chorus, which then I realized makes sense because 4 out of the 5 members of BXB used to be in TRCNG, the group we discovered in our Halloween episode, and they were from the same company as BAP, so probably same vocal coaches and everything. Yeah,
and I mean, even the feel of the song, because it's so epic, and it really reminds me of the song where they were shooting each other. That was really
One Shot.
Yes, thank you. It's kind of got that One Shot vibe.
Yes, yeah, so good. So that made me even more excited when I realized that they are from TRCNG.
Yeah.
One rap part towards the end also reminded me a bit of T.O.P's rap style.
Ooh, where is it?
Yeah.
Do you know?
So, wait. 143.
Kind of a deeper voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, what was the name of the BAP rapper with the deeper voice?
Bang Jungkook.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that's what the first rapper reminds me of. The first in the
definitely.
song. Yeah.
And also there, that light little synth that really reminds me of the synth in the intro to Exos Eldorado.
Okay.
First of all, I love it, but especially because it reminds me of that song, which is amazing.
So it basically reminds us of a ton of great things.
Yeah, it's like, but not in a, it's so derivative way. It's not at all an issue, but it feels like it's inspired by third gen.
And I really appreciate that they are going that way instead of beating the dead horse of noise music.
Yes, exactly. Like, thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, I do have great hopes for them. I hope this wasn't just a one... oh my god, a
one-hit wonder.
Yes.
Well, are they even a hit? I don't know, but they're a hit with us. Yeah. So...
Yes. That's already nice. But now I guess what I said before, now it also comes down to, will they be interesting as a group?
I sense a disappointment coming on as we move on to 8 Turn Rise by 8 Turn and the title song Tic Tac.
Yeah.
I mean, did you intend this to be a good example of a debut and then a bad example, or do you actually like it?
No, I neither. Okay. I think it's not good and bad. I think it's good and mid.
Yeah.
But I did change my mind a little bit. The first time I listened to Rise, is it called? No, Tic Tac, sorry. The first time I listened to Tic Tac, the title song, it was an immediate no. But then I realized I had to be honest with myself. It sounds a lot like an NCT song, and if it came from NCT, I would eat it up.
No.
Yeah, it's not the super typical noise song. It has a certain NCT bite, and even like that SM vocal bridge. It could be an NCT reject.
Reject, yes.
After I realized that, I wasn't so harsh with it anymore. But still, I mean, this is nothing that stands. I mean, NCT already exists, so they need to do their own thing.
Yeah. You know what the worst part is? Now that you've said that, I see it, or I hear it. But still, I would insist on NCT Reject because I don't like it.
And also, with the we're missing good boy groups, like we never actually meant that the ones that debuted are bad. No. Right? But it's just they don't stand out and and can't so I don't know.
Yeah.
I added a second song of their album, Heartache, because it shows their other side a little bit, so we can look at all of their colors, I guess. It's less hype and a little bit more vocal. And it's also a decent song. I quite like it, but also not super unique. But I did add this one to my playlists. I like it, but I probably, if you told me right now to sing it, I couldn't sing it.
Yeah. Sorry. It was a yawn in the middle.
So, is there hope for the boy group genre? Maybe.
Yeah, I think what this shows us is they just should do something a little different instead of just going for the same things over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. Shall we move on to the 3-word section?
Yes, let's go. Okay, so first up we have Moonlight Sunrise by Twice.
I have Skip for Me.
And I have Disappoint.
Then we have The Sound by Stray Kids.
I Feel Nothing.
And I have Classic Stray Kids.
Then we have Alice in Wonderland by Blasterjaxx, Heartlights, and DJ Soda.
Halloween Disco Banger.
Pure old school fun. That's it.
Then we have Reason by Dreamcatcher.
And I have Pure Rock. Awesome.
Okay. Not their best.
Clumsy. Then we have Gravity by One We.
I have Funky Bass, Still.
And I have Disappointing but Alright.
Next up we have The Last Stop of Our Pain by Hanroro.
I have A Warm Hug.
I have A Pain Indeed.
That's so mean. And then we have Pull Up by Viviz.
Play That Saxophone.
Why that saxophone?
Play That Saxophone.
Oh! And I have, why not?
Then we have Break the Wall by Tiger Eats Toast.
Yes! Rock on!
Yeah.
I'm
sorry. I have Stick to Toast.
Even just as a fan, I've been annihilated by that comment. Oh my god. Wow, that's harsh. Wow. And finally, we have Rose Blossom by Heike.
Decent, rather forgettable.
And I have I Am Asleep. Okay, so what are your 5 favorites from this month?
My highlights are Beautiful Liar by Monsta X, Fly Away by BXB.
Oh!
Yeah. Sleep Well by Jin Young, Wash Away by Yena, and Gonna Be Alright by Vix.
Oh wow, that is really surprising.
Really?
Yeah, we have only one in common. Mine are Puzzle by SF9, Beautiful Liar by Monsta X, Twinkle Twinkle by Ailey1, Pricey Hangover by Lee Seung-yoon, and Ayo by NCT 127. A very, very, a good month and also a very promising start of the year.
Yes, that's
I feel strangely confident about 2023. That might be a mistake.
So, what can we look forward to in February? Not that many have been announced yet, but we have Key.
Is it a repackage?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Then we have Taeyeon. Stacy, which I'm really excited about.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah. Also, TNX will have their first comeback, so that will be interesting to see.
I am so excited about
It'll be interesting. Because their debut as well had interesting second-gen elements with like the strings and stuff, so I'm interested to see where that is going.
I guess.
And then the boys are coming back. The boys are back.
We'll see how this month goes. It better go well, because that's my birthday month.
True.
So I'm expecting great things.
And then we also have an exciting special episode coming up.
Yes.
We are doing an 80s deep dive.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
Same.
I mean, first of all, because the EXO deep dive episode was super fun.
Yeah.
To prepare, to record, and to just the results. The editing was painful, but the result was good. And because it's 80s.
Yeah, it's gonna be
exciting.
Unhinged and great.
Thank you so much for listening to us again. We hope that you enjoyed our first episode on the music of 2023 and that you will be back for our next episode.
Yes, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at K-popinions podcast. Talk to you soon on our 80s deep dive.
Yes.
Bye.
Why was that so hard? That's what she said.